Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to this very exciting and special event for Thrive School. I'm Donna Elder. I'm the chair of the Thrive Board, and I started 4 years ago when Nicole made a phone call, and she said, I've got this idea. Would you come and work with me, and let's start a charter school? And 3 years ago today, just about this time, we were getting ready to go to the state board to have our charter approved. We opened 3 years ago with 45 students, and this coming fall we will open with 700 students and a high school in 3 years. And in addition to that, today marks the time when we are going to be able to start our permanent home for Thrive. We will not have a leased facility. We'll be able to open in a permanent facility in the Linda Vista community. And the most exciting part about this is it is a community event and a community effort. As we looked for property, which is not a small deal in San Diego, one of the things that we looked for and wanted to do as Thrive School was really to build a community education system, not just our K-8 school or our 9-12 school, but that we did have community commitment. And you can see today, this is a community commitment. And I would like to recognize all of the folks that are here today that have had a part and will be either speaking or have really had a very important part in making this day happen. Don't know where the wind came from. We have Senator Toni Atkins, the VP for University Relations at the University of San Diego, Tom O'Malley. City Council Member Scott Sherman. President of Civic San Diego, Reese, Jarrett. Bayside Community Center Executive Director, who has worked very closely with us to make all of this work, Dr. Pahanish. We have all of the board members from the Thrive School Board, and we have our members from our Thrive Foundation Board. And our Foundation Board is the board that has worked diligently to work with all of our folks to make all of these drawings happen, help find our funding and finance, and they will be the managers of our facilities. We have a parent, and she's also the president of the Thrive Foundation Board, Peri Lynn Turnbull. Odelis Flores, Thrive student who is at Bayside, and she's the first graduate and service recipient. David Gardner from Highland, who is our general contractor and is going to make all of this turn into that school that you see on those signs. We're thrilled to have the president of the Linda Vista Town Council, Tom Clary. And we have representatives from many organizations, as you can see. Police officers, San Diego Foundation, Teach for America, Inside Education, YMCA, Point Loma Nazarene, National University. As you can see, we have a gathering of lots of folks who all want to be involved in providing a sound education for the students in San Diego, and especially for our Thrive students, and making this a community educational effort. I'd like to introduce our MC for the day, Sharon Larios from Turnaround Youth San Diego, and a Thrive parent.
This is so beautiful. We are writing history at this very moment in Linda Vista. And I feel very fortunate to be a part of this, and one day to be able to tell my daughter that I was a part of the groundbreaking ceremony for her school. Not a lot of parents get to do that. Though I have many roles in the community, the one that I am most proud of is being a resident here in Linda Vista, to have grown up here. This is where my story was written and what made me who I am today. The Bayside Community Center has been the core, the true heart of our community for as long as I could remember. If you were to walk down the streets of Linda Vista and ask someone where you can get a service, be part of an activity, 95% of the time is go to Bayside. Many of my memories as a child were made here. On these very same floors, my sister, my cousins, my tia Chole, my tia Soco, danced baile folklorico. My cousins had their quinceañera rehearsals here. Bayside has always been known to be a place where you can come together, connect, and create. And that has only grown throughout the years. This partnership between Thrive Public Schools and Bayside Community Center truly is life-changing. It really unites Linda Vista. And it's so beautiful to see so many familiar faces in the community gather here today. Because of this partnership, Linda Vista will now have access to a school that is the national model for next generation learning and has been supported and recognized by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for its innovative design. A school that has been named top 100 schools nationwide 3 years in a row. A school that has received a Fox Sport and Kaiser Permanente grant to promote healthy minds and bodies. A school that has been highlighted in several educational journals for their innovative practices, including project-based learning, blended learning, and distributive leadership. A school that is a part of the New Schools Catapult, a project aimed at creating more high-quality options for low-income students. Thrive was one of the 3 schools nationwide to have this honor. And it doesn't end there. They also were the recipient of the State Senate resolution honoring their innovative approach to education. And all of this will be here in Linda Vista. How great is it that parents, students do not have to go outside of Linda Vista to have access to this type of education, this type of school for our children? We sometimes underestimate the power that a school and education have on our children when they do spend the majority of their day there. Let us remember that one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher could change the world. Thrive and Bayside have created a space where we can shape our future leaders of Linda Vista and San Diego from kindergarten through 8th grade at this campus. Although this partnership highlights Bayside and Thrive, there is a community, the city, investors, organizations, students and parents who stand behind and have been a crucial part to making this moment happen. Thrive is very lucky to have an education foundation to support its students, their new facilities, and new buildings. I would like to introduce Peri Lynn Turnbull, a Thrive Parent and Thrive Education Foundation Board Chair.
Good morning. It is an honor to be here with all of you and all of my distinguished guests. As I was introduced, it is true I am a parent of 2 children at Thrive. We have 4 children my husband and I are raising. 2 children attend traditional public schools in San Diego Unified and 2 here at Thrive. And I'm going to tell that story in just a moment, but first I wanted to talk about the foundation. I want to recognize my other foundation board members who are here who have made this possible. Carlos Cortez, who's the president of Continuing Education of San Diego Community College District. Tony Fulton, who has been instrumental in the work of this particular school as the retired architect of San Diego State University, and Corey Poland, who's the development officer of San Diego State. Without their ongoing support and work, we would not be able to do the work as a foundation. And like many nonprofits, Thrive, like all charter schools across the state of California, is a nonprofit organization. We are a foundation that is responsible for creating connections in the community, fundraising, and in an unusual situation for a nonprofit, perhaps, or for a public school, we have to build our own facilities. And so we are responsible for finding those locations, the site, for then finding the financing, and you're going to hear about the unique financing that we have for this community, for this location, and then reaching out to some donors, and you're going to hear from at least one of our donors today, and we are immensely grateful for the partnerships. I also saw in the audience earlier today a representative from County Supervisor Ron Roberts, the Chief of Staff Sal Giametta. This would not be possible without the type of partnerships and collaboration from this community, and that's what charter schools bring to the community. It's really unique, and I'm very proud to be part of it. I just wanted to tell a really quick story about my own personal experience with charter schools. I work with charter schools in my work life, my work hat at the California Charter Schools Association. But my most important role, in addition to being on the foundation chair to raising funds for this very important school so we can serve more children in this community, is a parent. And two of our children were doing extremely well in traditional public schools here in San Diego, and we're really proud of the work that's happening in those schools. But one of our children was really struggling, and he needed something really different. And I had the opportunity through my work to go to Thrive in its first year. As Donna mentioned, they opened a few years ago. They just had kindergarten and sixth grade at that time. I think I spent 7 minutes on the site before I was texting my husband saying, I found the school for Jacob. This is the school for our son that's going to make the difference for him. And I've been on schools all across the state, many, many schools. And there's just something uniquely powerful about Thrive and the education and the teachers and the collaboration that's happening. That's not just happening in the classroom now we see with this particular school, that's happening within the community. And we did move our son to Thrive, and he has just flourished. And we were then, when we had to find a school for our kindergartner, there was no question that we were going to have him also attend Thrive. And so I am proud as a parent, as a community leader, and as an advocate for charter schools to be here with you today to break ground for this amazing new project here. And now it is my honor, I believe, or do I call back up our MC? I am going to call back our amazing new parent and to welcome her to our school to introduce our next speaker. So thank you for all of your support for Thrive.
Thank you, Peri. Next, it is a true honor to introduce the powerful woman behind Thrive. She is someone who I look up to as a woman, a leader, a mother, and a human being just in general. For the first time I heard her speak and read some of her work, making the choice to have my daughter attend Thrive is because of who she is. A little bit about her: she immigrated to the U.S. at 11 years old. She has worked for the San Diego Unified as an educator and will be a proud parent as well of a Thrive kindergartner attending our Linda Vista campus in August of 2018. Please help me welcome the co-founder and CEO of Thrive, Dr. Nicole Assisi.
Wow. Wow. This is really exciting. None of this would have happened without the parents, the kids, and the teachers. So right now, if you are a student at Thrive, where are you at? Make some noise over there. Woo! As a parent, there is no bigger honor that you can make to somebody. It's all right. Worse things have happened. Not on this project. If this is it, we're good. But as a parent, I know that there is no bigger gift or honor that you can give somebody than to trust them with your children. And there are people who took a risk on us the first year when we opened with just 45 students, and they believed in our vision. And we have some of those founding parents here, and I deeply appreciate you, and I see you and know that took a lot of courage. There are a lot of folks that make our community great, like I said, but none more so than the parents who are really kids first educators. So if you are a parent, can you just wave and say hello really quickly? Look at these amazing folks. So thank you for believing in us. Thrive truly has some of the most exciting educators. They work tirelessly to truly personalize students' learning experiences. And as I was talking to people today, they said, well, what makes Thrive so great? And it is the teachers. It's the magic that you all create in the classroom by meeting students where they are, whether they are multiple grade levels ahead and you help them move at their own pace and not be bored in class, or whether it is helping them fill gaps to make sure that their learning is right on target and just in time for the gaps that they have. So all that is great, but this is a monumental moment, not because we're starting a school, but because a diverse community like Thrive, serving kids from 37 different zip codes, 135 different feeder schools, is getting the high quality facility that it deserves, because children from all neighborhoods deserve state-of-the-art facilities, and it wouldn't have been possible without my now dear friend Corey Pahanish. who saw the vision that I saw, and that vision was when communities come together and lean on each other, when we listen to the people that we serve, when we ask them what they need, we gain true wisdom. And it is our job then as employees of those organizations to make that work happen. So thank you to all the Linda Vista community members. Thank you to all the parents at Thrive who told Corey and I loud and clear, what we want is access to great options. What we need is equitable services. What we need is great education. Corey and I heard you, and we're working hard to make that a reality. And we were able to do that because of your vision. We were able to do that of the support of our incredibly active elected officials who step up and change rules and make sure that there is not too much red tape for great things to happen in communities. I remember when I met Councilmember Sherman, he said, well, it shouldn't take that long to get kids into a classroom, and we agreed, and we thank you for being that catalyst. We thank Senator Atkins for believing that all communities deserve a great place to live, a great place to learn, and we are humbled to serve you all and to be that great place, to become that great place, and we will continue to work with you to listen from the heart, to work as hard as we can to make that a reality in all communities, but especially here in Linda Vista, a place that is so near and dear to our hearts. So thank you for being here with us on this monumental moment.
It's truly inspirational when all it really takes is just a dream and a vision to make things happen, and how the power of community, the power of people coming together could make moments like this possible. I didn't know that it was 3 years, just 3 years, and now Thrive will be having its official location here and in Linda Vista. It's just, it amazes me. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you so much for everything. Linda Vista is fortunate to have a senator who is a leading voice, like Nicole said, for affordable housing, who is also a powerful advocate for women, a coalition builder, and like Nicole mentioned, does believe that you should also have a great place to learn. If you can please help me welcome Senator Toni Atkins.
Well, thank you, and good morning, everybody. It is great to see so many people here. And when I asked what should I talk about, they said the importance of education, community leadership, advocacy, organizing, and engagement. That'll take about 40 minutes. No, I promise not. Look, I am thrilled to be here. I am the senator that has the privilege and the honor to represent a community like Linda Vista. I love this community. And I love it because it is a community of engaged leaders who are always working to do the right thing in this community. And so it's really an honor to be here. I wouldn't be here had I not had an incredible education and opportunity. I grew up in a very poor community. My parents were blue-collar, working-class people, but I got a good education, and that really opened the world to me. And so I just want to commend everyone that is really a part of this. And I want to bring you greetings from your incredible State Assembly member, Shirley Weber, Dr. Shirley Weber. She is at SeaWorld, and you can clap for her. That's great. She is at SeaWorld recognizing 800 kids who did not miss a day of school this year, and she wants to encourage that and challenge more and more of the Unified School District and the districts that she supports or represents to make that commitment, because we know that when kids go to school and they don't miss a day, that gives them, amazingly enough, the studies show what that will do for their educational opportunities. So she would love to be here. So she is my partner in the legislature, and it's great to see all of these elected officials. We all represent you. And I will just say, from the state's perspective, I hear again and again and again that the most important issue that we should be tackling is education. Funding for education, opportunities for education, whether it's early childhood education, K through 12, community college, access to our incredible universities and colleges, be they private or public. We have USD here, a great partner. So that is the mandate you have given us, and I promise you I will continue to work to make that happen. And when you see real collaboration, real collaboration to get it done. That's what today is all about. Thrive is providing an opportunity in communities for parents and families who care the most about their kids' education. So with Thrive, I see all the friends from the Linda Vista Town Council. You know, you start naming, you get in trouble. But, and I do want to say thanks to Ron Roberts. He grew up in Linda Vista, and I know he's not here today, but make no, you know that he knows every piece of this project. He knows every piece of this community. And so he's engaged along with our city council member, assembly member. So we're here to serve you. I want to thank you, Nicole, who sought me out at the Rolando Street Fair and made sure I had her business card and knew who she was and what she and her fellow Thrive team is all about. And I want to thank her for inviting me today to be part of this, for coming into Linda Vista. Whatever we can do at the state level to help, we want to do that. So today is a good day for everyone who's given to this, who's been part of this. I want to say thank you, because we're doing it on behalf of the most important people, and that is our students and our young people. So thank you all for being here today.
Thank you, Senator. In the city of San Diego, Linda Vista is part of District 7, who is represented by an advocate for parent choice and charter schools. Our council member was instrumental when it came to eliminating barriers for charter schools. Without him and his advocacy, Thrive would not be here today. Thank you for making this happen. Please help me welcome Councilmember Scott Sherman.
Wow, what an amazing day today is. You know, we started, well, I think Corey and I started down this road about 4 years ago when I was first elected. Corey came into Bayside and took over the reins, and Bayside was having some issues. We didn't even know if we were going to be able to keep the doors open at Bayside. But you know, when there's a will, there's a way, and we got together, we started looking at different ways to make a community effort to keep Bayside and involve the education community. And then I got a call from the people over at Empower Charter, which is just down the way here. And it turned out they got their approval from San Diego Unified, but getting through the process at City Hall was taking so long, they didn't get to open their doors at the same time all the other kids were going off to school, because it took so long to navigate the red tape. So we got together and thought, you know what, it shouldn't take that long to get a school open. Our kids need the choice and they need their education. So I got together with my council members, and lo and behold, on a unanimous vote, we were able to change the code and make charter schools able to exist on a by right basis in a bunch of different districts, so they didn't have to go through the conditional use permit process to come all the way through and take so long to get opened. And if it wasn't for those code changes, we wouldn't have been able to make Bayside and Thrive come together and be a partner here in this location, because it wouldn't have worked the way it was before. And those are the types of things you don't really hear a lot when you turn on the TV and you talk about council and what's going on at the city. You don't hear about the unanimous votes. You don't hear about the things that we're bringing together and making happen in a positive change for the community. And this school and this campus, along with Bayside, is going to make an amazing difference in the lives of people here in Linda Vista. Linda Vista is on the verge of a transformation, in my opinion. Thrive and Bayside coming together is going to be the beginning of that. We've got the skate park. You've seen all the things that are going on in the neighborhood. Things are changing in Linda Vista, and it's for the better. And it's because everybody has come together and said, this is an important community, this is a community that we want to help, and this is a community that we want to bring up and make people in San Diego know exists. Because before that, a lot of people didn't know Linda Vista was here. It's kind of a drive-around community, not a drive-through community. But pretty soon, now Linda Vista will be on the map, and with the introduction of Thrive here at Bayside, you will be able to go from preschool to PhD and never have to leave the neighborhood. That's an amazing thing that's now going to be able to happen here in Linda Vista. So thank you for your commitment.
Thank you, Scott. And it really is true. It honestly does take a village. It takes everybody to make moments like this happen. And I haven't really felt that so much about Linda Vista being the community that drives by, but it really is true. And even sometimes I wonder, LV, are we really a lost voice in San Diego? But all these things, all these changes that are really happening, we're regaining, we're reclaiming our power, we're taking our position and playing a crucial role here to the transformation that's going to happen, not only in Linda Vista, but citywide. Our next guest is someone who I admire so much, and I wanted to just share a little quote that reminds me of the work and the person that he is. It says, "Our human compassion binds us to one another, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learned how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future." And those are words spoken by Nelson Mandela. Our next speaker has created a space here in Linda Vista where our human compassion really has bonded people, organizations, stakeholders to transform years of pain, years of suffering, to a call to action. Though we still have our struggles as a community, I have never felt the sense of hope, of change, so powerful as I have now. And it is because of him. He truly has changed the face of Linda Vista. His presence and friendship is something that I value in my life. The Bayside Community Center would not be standing if it wasn't for him. You heard it from Scott Sherman. The doors were going to close. Please help me welcome the Executive Director of the Bayside Community Center, Dr. Corey Pahanish.
Wow. Couple favors I have from the get-go is, one, can we please give a hand to the Thrive teachers and Bayside staff who are here today. As well as the Western Division Police Department. Familiar faces here. Officer Cirillo, Officer Pignon. You will be seeing a lot of their faces here because of how actively engaged they are. My disclaimer up front is that I am nervous, right? Thank you for applauding that. And the reason why is not necessarily because I fear public speaking, but because there's a lot at stake here. And I also want to make this community really proud. So I wrote a speech, which I don't always do. Oftentimes I just speak from the heart. But last night I stayed up and I got up around 3 a.m., so I'm a little bit tired. And I started jotting down some of my reflections and some of the inspirations that I was feeling and the voices that I was calling upon from our community members who made this whole project happen. And so I'm going to read this to you. And so bear with me, because I'm not accustomed to reading from a script. So good morning, my Linda Vista family. And for those of you that are new to the community, welcome to the neighborhood. My name is Corey Pahanish, and I am the Executive Director of Bayside Community Center, an 85-year-old nonprofit organization with a mission to empower our diverse community through various services, educational programming, and advocacy efforts. And prior to explaining why our mission is arguably more critical now than ever, I actually want to spend a minute to describe Linda Vista, our home and your new home. For those of you that don't know, when translated, Linda Vista means a beautiful view. And on the surface, it's true. You see that we have majestic canyons, and that we have ocean views, and we have award-winning university campuses. But below the surface, what really makes this community so beautiful are the people. This is arguably one of the most diverse communities in all of San Diego. We have 25 to 30 different dialects spoken here, and this is a community that was largely built by our veterans. Today, Bayside Community Center's constituency, especially those that spend a lot of time volunteering, are quite literally our youth, our adults, and our senior population. They're very civically involved as well. The University of San Diego, especially some of my friends who I see here today, Chris Neve and Tom Cleary, are more than just familiar faces. These are people who have dedicated their entire careers and put their leadership on the line to also help this project happen. And for those of you that are not that familiar with this community, it's a largely misunderstood community. Because while we have a community that sits 1 mile away from here, that's an affluent community, for those of you that don't know, where you're sitting and standing today is one of the 6 most distressed communities in all of San Diego. I'm talking about this block. According to the City of San Diego's Economic Division HUD, this is a community that is impacted by poverty. And according to the USDA, where you're standing and sitting, this is a food desert, meaning that there is less than reasonable access to fresh produce, and that's a problem. But there is a silver lining here, and that is that we have a community here that is not looking for handouts. This is a community here that is selfless. They quite literally would give you the shirts off of their back. This is a community here that's hospitable. They're caring. This is a community that is built by compassion. It is a community that deserves your investment. This is where I get really serious, and I stopped writing my speech last night. Because now we have a real opportunity in that we're changing the trajectory of this community. What's important for this project is not that we're just moving the economic needle, but that we're preserving the cultural identity of this community. I feel so confident that Thrive coming in here with their leadership, with Dr. Nicole Assisi, their mission, and their community engagement philosophy and action in partnership with Bayside Community Center, we can accomplish this. But this cannot be done without your investment. We need actual money to make this thing happen. The computers that go in these classrooms, the books, the pens, the papers, the community center that's expanded our services to that brick building over there. This needs dollars and cents. In order for Bayside to be able to execute our mission to empower this community, we need your investment. In order for this partnership between our community center and Thrive Public Charter Schools to be able to continue to serve the 40,000 people in the Linda Vista neighborhood, we need your investment. If you reflect on today, later in the afternoon, or even as you're leaving here and you're inspired, reach out to Nicole, reach out to myself, visit our websites, find out how you can get involved, find out how you can continue to support us in meaningful ways. And I also want to end this speech by saying that this is a home. This is more than just a community. This is now your home too. We care for you. We love you. We would do anything for you. And I truly mean that. When I started here about 4 years ago, for those of you that don't know, I don't have a bloodline family, but I have a family now. This community has accepted me with open arms. They've been accommodating, they've been hospitable, and anytime I need them, they're there. And that is the same kind of friendship and relationship that I have with Nicole, and it's the same kind of relationship that Bayside is going to have with Thrive moving forward. Thank you so much for your time, and welcome to the community.
And that's just a little bit of how amazing he is. So please do come back. Talk to Corey, speak with Corey. We are truly blessed to have him here. When you drive into Linda Vista, you see our beautiful Welcome to Linda Vista sign. It either reads, the heart of San Diego, or home to University of San Diego. Linda Vista has been home to USD for over 6 decades. Because of USD, partnerships and programs like Turnaround Youth will be launching our first after-school program on USD campus. Our at-risk youth here in Linda Vista will have access to college tutors, a gorgeous campus, mentors through the Hero Club, and have the first urban debate team in our neighborhood. And all of this will be accessible in a safe place to work and to grow to become a stronger Linda Vista. For the first time, our most at-risk students can experience a taste of college life, and see that they too can attain higher education despite coming from a low-income household and neighborhood. Like Corey did mention, these programs, these efforts that we are all taking initiative by community leaders, by professionals, will not be possible without your investment, without your belief, without your support. And one person who is crucial to this that represents USD that is here with us today is the Vice President of USD, Tim O'Malley.
Thank you and good morning. I'll be brief, but on behalf of all of us at the University of San Diego, and particularly our president, Dr. Jim Harris, who is away on university travel, it's my pleasure to welcome Thrive to Linda Vista. You know, at the university, we pride ourselves in promoting diversity and access, innovation, and collaboration. And this is a real gift to the University of San Diego. The fact that Thrive and Bayside, in partnership with the university, will allow us as well to deliver on our mission. We are very proud and pleased to welcome Thrive as the newest partner in education here in the neighborhood. We're especially proud of all of our graduates. We produce change makers who are determined to make a difference in their neighborhood and in the world. And two of our greatest change makers today, Dr. Pahanish and Dr. Assisi, both graduates of the University of San Diego, are living examples of the kinds of students and the kinds of young adults that we put out into the community. So I'm looking at all these light blue t-shirts out here and knowing that perhaps in just a few years we'll be welcoming you to the University of San Diego Changemaker cadre as well. And on behalf again of all of us at the university, welcome Thrive. Congratulations to Bayside and Thrive. And what a great day it is for our neighborhood here in Linda Vista. Thank you.
You know, Councilmember Scott Sherman said from preschool to PhD. That's what Linda Vista will be bringing. And it's funny because USD really is a few blocks down here from Linda Vista. And a lot of USD students have, after completing school, have made Linda Vista home. And it really is an honor to see that we're all working together so that our preschoolers can have access to that PhD. And it's all happening. So thank you so much, Tim. Civic San Diego has been serving low-income communities for years. They align business with common goals in highly distressed communities. Civic San Diego is investing in our neighborhood to create change based on what our community needs and wants. Please help me welcome our next guest, Reese Jarrett from Civic San Diego.
Thank you, Sharon, and good morning, everyone. I am so pleased to be here today on behalf of the Civic San Diego Board of Directors and our team Civic. We're very proud to be a part of this groundbreaking event for the community of Linda Vista. I'd like to thank the City Council that supports Civic in its community investment initiatives, and particularly my good buddy, Scott Sherman, who is his unwavering support for Civic San Diego and particularly this Linda Vista community goes without saying. And to my friend, Senator Atkins, a staunch supporter of community investment, and we appreciate the support she has provided to this community and to Civic San Diego in particular. Civic San Diego, through its community development entity, is investing $7 million in a new markets tax credit allocation to support this project. It aligns with our mission to foster innovative and community partnerships to improve the quality of life in San Diego neighborhoods. And this project is an excellent example of that. A few months ago, we had an outreach meeting here at Bayside, and we had the opportunity to talk to Nicole about the project that they were proposing here. And we practically insisted that Civic San Diego be allowed to invest our new markets tax credit in this project because of its impactful meaning that it'll have on this community. And so we twisted her arm and made her take our money with very little fight. So what we'll have here is a community school that's an award-winning program that'll serve over 700 families. We will continue to have the Bayside Community Center and its legacy of providing community services throughout the Linda Vista community. And we're extremely gratified that we're partnering with XED. It's a Los Angeles community development entity which is also providing some of the new market tax credit allocation for the project, and Chase Bank, who will be acquiring the new markets tax credits in order to make the funding come together. Of course, I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge my Civic San Diego team, particularly the Assistant Vice President of Economic Development, Michael Lingel, who leads our New Markets Tax Credit Program. Michael. And our Associate Project Manager, Joanna Whitley, for a job well done in helping to pull this project together. Joanna, thank you. And so in closing, to Nicole and to Corey, I want to say to you that we're proud to be a part of the team to make this happen. Congratulations on the groundbreaking and this new community asset for the community of Linda Vista. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reese. Our next guest is truly a guest of honor. Without his vision and support, this would not be possible. His generosity and vision, along with the Girard Foundation, are making this moment a reality. An investment in a cause like this is not just simply an investment. This is an investment in the community, in our children, in their future. Thank you for believing in Thrive and in Linda Vista. Please help me welcome Mr. Buzz Woolley.
The Girard Foundation has been involved in K-12 education in San Diego County for 30-some years. We've been involved with district schools, charter schools, and when we find a school such as Thrive, we go out of our way to be helpful. Normally we help with educational programs, but Nicole's very persuasive. She got to know my daughter, who's on the board, and at one of the conferences at charter schools, she got to know Michelle, and then she called Michelle about a year and a half ago, I think it was, and said, our program's going wonderfully, but our facility problems is horrible. What do you suggest? So next thing Michelle does is call me and said, Dad, you used to be a developer. Why don't you go see Nicole and see what you can do? So I have a sort of unique circumstance today. After all these years of helping with K-12 educational programs, I got back into helping be a developer. So Girard got involved, and the best thing I did was go to my friend Ian Gill at Highland and say, Ian, I'm so far out of touch with development, I need help. So next thing I know, I get to meet Dave Gardner, who's standing back there, and Dave has shepherded this project through all the difficulties. And the next thing I'm looking forward to is a little over a year from now to be standing here thanking Dave for getting the project done, and I'm looking forward to the opening. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Odalis Flores is a Thrive student and resident in Linda Vista. She attended Bayside's first 5 programs when she was in preschool. She is committed to Linda Vista and is the true definition of an up-and-coming leader. Hearing about her and just knowing a little bit about her, this girl is powerful. Everybody needs to watch out to what she's going to do in the future. She really is going to make movements here in Linda Vista and in San Diego at large. And it is my honor to welcome Odalis Flores.
I never realized how short I was until now. Thank you so much for being here today. This feels so surreal. Someone pinch me. So about 13 years ago, I was in the first 5 program here at Bayside. I met so many wonderful people who I would call family. They saw me almost every day. Even my mom got an award for attendance. I was there for one reason and one reason only, to get a higher understanding of education. My mom said, It is very important here for her to speak English. I want her to have an education because I didn't. Any parent wants their child to get an education, and that is why Thrive is here. Thrive is such a small school, we treat each other like family and know one another on a personal level. We have someone we can trust and talk to at Thrive. I'm so excited for this project because this school will be a great addition to the Linda Vista community. Being in Linda Vista for 15 years, we celebrate diversity and family, and that is exactly what Thrive shows. They show compassion to what they do. Thrive opens interest of what parents and students want, and I feel like that's an awesome skill they do. We now would like to take a few pictures with our elected officials and staff members, and then would like to invite you all to some inaugural games on our future playground. Thank you.